Welcome everyone. Today, we're diving into identity providers in AWS IAM. Think of them as the gatekeepers of authentication. They help users log in securely without juggling multiple passwords. With an IdP, managing access across different platforms becomes a breeze. Plus, they ensure security without making life complicated. Because who likes complicated logins? Let's explore how they work. I'm Amelia James, a technology expert with 13 plus years of experience designing and delivering human resource management systems that actually work for people. I specialize in building scalable integrated HR platforms that streamline processes, enhance employee experience, and give leadership real-time, actionable insights. An identity provider, or IdP, is like a bouncer at a club. It checks credentials before letting anyone in. It ensures users are who they say they are and connects external identity systems with AWS. No more juggling a dozen passwords. With an IdP, access management becomes smooth and secure. Let's see how this magic works. Identity providers play a vital role in IAM. They verify users before granting access, like a security guard checking ID. They also enable single sign-on, so users don't have to remember a million passwords. By integrating with AWS IAM, they ensure security stays tight while keeping things user-friendly. And yes, they help enforce access policies, so no one sneaks in where they shouldn't. Why use an identity provider? First, it boosts security by centralizing authentication. No more weak passwords floating around. Second, it reduces password fatigue. Admit it, we all hate remembering passwords. Third, it makes life easier with seamless access. And finally, it simplifies identity management, so IT teams can focus on important stuff like coffee breaks. Federation is like a VIP pass. It lets users access AWS using external IdPs without needing separate credentials. This means fewer passwords, fewer headaches, and better security. Plus, it supports multiple identity sources, making it super flexible. So, if you love convenience and security, Federation is your best friend. AWS supports two major protocols, SAML 2.0 and OpenID Connect OIDC. These ensure secure authentication and allow integration with various IdPs. Think of them as the universal translators of identity management. Plus, they help meet industry standards, so compliance is a breeze. Let's break them down. SAML 2.0 and OpenID Connect OIDC are the superheroes of authentication. SAML 2.0 uses XML and is popular in enterprises, while OIDC is JSON-based and built on OAuth 2.0, perfect for modern apps. Both ensure secure authentication and support federated access. So whether you love XML or JSON, AWS has got you covered. IAM Identity Center and IAM Federation, two different approaches to access management. Identity Center centralizes access across AWS accounts, while Federation lets users authenticate externally. If you need a one-stop shop for AWS access, go with Identity Center. If you prefer third-party authentication, Federation is the way to go. Either way, security stays top-notch. Identity providers are security champions. They reduce reliance on weak passwords, because password 123 is not secure. They enable multi-factor authentication, MFA, adding an extra layer of protection. Plus, they ensure compliance with security policies and minimize unauthorized access risks. In short, they make security smarter, not harder. Setting up an identity provider in IAM is easier than you think. First, choose a supported IdP. AWS gives you options. Then configure the settings in IAM. Next, enable Federation for smooth authentication. Finally, test and monitor authentication flows, because no one likes surprises in security. Let's get started. Alright folks, let's talk about trust. No, not the kind you need in relationships, but the one between IAM and IdPs. First, we establish trust by linking IAM with an identity provider. Then, we configure protocols like SAML or OIDC to make sure they speak the same language. Authentication and authorization rules help define who gets access to what. And finally, secure token exchanges ensure that identities aren't just handed out like free candy. Now, let's talk about IAM roles. Think of them as job titles for users coming from an IDP. We map IDP users to IAM roles so they get the right access. Permissions define what they can and cannot do, because we don't want chaos. RBAC ensures users only get access to what they need, no more, no less. And session durations. Well, we don't want users hanging around forever, so we set limits. Identity providers aren't just fancy login systems. They do a lot. SSO makes life easy by letting users log in once and access multiple apps. MFA adds an extra security layer because passwords alone are like using a paper lock. Federated access ensures users can move across apps without re-authenticating. And user lifecycle management. It's like housekeeping, creating, updating, and removing users as needed. Let's name drop some identity providers. AWS is Microsoft's way of handling authentication. Okta is the cool kid in cloud-based identity management. Google Workspace helps businesses authenticate users easily. And Ping Identity, well, it ensures secure access across different platforms. Each has its strengths, but the goal is the same: keeping identities safe and access seamless. Best practices, because we don't want security nightmares. Strong authentication mechanisms keep bad actors out. Regular audits help catch suspicious activity before it becomes a problem. Least privilege access ensures users only get what they need. No VIP passes unless necessary. And compliance. Well, ignoring security standards is like driving without seatbelts. Risky and not recommended. Challenges. Oh, there are plenty. IDP outages can leave users stranded, so backup plans are a must. Managing access across multiple systems is like juggling without dropping the ball. Compatibility issues arise when different protocols don't play nice, so testing is key. In unauthorized access, well, that's the villain in our story, and strong security measures keep it at bay. The future is exciting. Decentralized identity and blockchain could make authentication more secure. AI-driven authentication will help detect fraud before it happens. Passwordless authentication. Yes, please, because remembering passwords is a headache. And privacy regulations. They're evolving, ensuring user data stays protected. The identity world is changing fast, and staying ahead is key. To wrap things up, identity providers make authentication easy. Security and compliance aren't optional, they're a must. Best practices help avoid headaches during integration. And the future, well, it's full of exciting changes that will redefine identity management. Stay informed, stay secure, and remember, identity is everything. Please do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. For more information, contact us.